Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of An Experiment Called Life with Alex Mackenzie. So, An Experiment Called Life, I chose that name because I think life is an experiment, and the solution we're looking for is our happiness. So, as always, this episode is brought to you by Punchline Nutrition. Punchline Nutrition is a supplement company that I started this year. I've always really been into health and fitness. My cheap thing I always say is, if you want your life to start working out, start working out. And I've been training now pretty steady for like 5 years, but I found when I really noticed the difference was when I started giving my body the right supplements to start to grow. And then actually started to get a bit of a bicep, that you can see right here on display. So one thing that our number one seller, where is it here, is NeuroBoost. So this is a nootropic, which is basically like a multivitamin for your brain. I take this stuff every morning before I do my writing, before I go on stage and perform comedy, or play hockey, or go to do anything like that. I just feel like my mind is always sharper. So you can go and check that out at Punchline Nutrition. Now, it is Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everyone. And this episode, I am talking about my 1 year without alcohol. So yesterday was 365 days without alcohol, and I just wanted to share some of the things that I've noticed over that time. I got myself this little gift. You can see I've got myself a nice cross necklace, which is to celebrate, which is very fun. I'm getting to watch myself become a stereotype, It's like I found God, I quit drinking, I'm slowly becoming more conservative. It's perfect. Pretty soon I'll just turn into my father, which will be great. We're almost done the transformation, and I'm only 36, so we're moving along at a great clip here. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed, I would say the most profound thing from my year without alcohol would be managing my emotions. I find that I just keep my emotions in check so much better. Like this year, I still feel them. Like you'll still get angry or frustrated or sad, but my ability to deal with them is much better. Like before I would have lashed out in anger if things weren't going my way, or overly frustrated, I would have had meltdowns. This year, I feel like I went through with a very level head. Like you're just able to process things so much better and deal with them and not have these emotional outbursts. And I think a lot of that honestly comes from fatigue. Like when you're drinking, you're tired, you're exhausted, and then you're just not as well equipped to deal with things, so then you lash out with frustration or anger. Is where this year you're just, you're getting a lot better sleeps, you're way more equipped for it. So that is honestly the biggest thing I noticed, was being able to manage my emotions and keep them in check, which is a huge one, because I used to be a very little angry boy, especially in my teenage years and stuff, and in my early 20s. But yeah, okay, number two is that I have much more self-compassion. So in the past, I would have been very hard on myself if I wasn't getting things done. Like if I didn't be as productive as I wanted, if I didn't get to the gym, if I didn't write as many jokes as I'd like to, or book as many shows, or work on my business. I was very hard on myself, and I would have always blamed my drinking. My drinking would have been the cause of that. I've been like, oh, because you're drinking, look it, you're not getting stuff done, and you're a loser, and you suck, and I would have had a lot of negative self-talk around it. As we're now, I just realized that, like, sometimes you just don't feel as good, and that's the thing, like, some days you just don't feel good, like you're just kind of sad, or you're just tired, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes there's not really a reason for it, is where before I would have always blamed my drinking, and that would have been an action that I took, and then I would have blamed myself, and that negative loop would have came up. Is where now I'm able to give myself a little more self-compassion, give myself a nice little hug, tell myself it's okay, today's just going to be a sad day, man, or today you're just not going to get as much done because you just don't have the energy. Now, number 3, a clearer mind. So I do find that my mind is very clear. So when I do come up against things, you're able to process them a lot better. Like I went through a breakup this summer, and I was very sad about it, but I didn't, again, managing my emotions, I was able to not like lash out in anger or frustration and really say anything that I regret, because that's like a big one. Our emotions take control of us, then we say something in that moment, and then later on we regret it, and but now it's too late, it's already caused the damage. So that, I would say, I'm able to look at things with a clear mind and like analyze them and process them in a very healthy manner, and then move forward. So even if things aren't going as well as I'd like, you're just you got a good clear brain, not a bunch of fog and stuff going on up there. Number 4, so this one's like a kind of like a Macklemore quote. Macklemore, my favorite boy, he has a line where he says like, you keep the issues but you take away the drugs, and I had to find out who I really was. And that is something that I've noticed. Like my insecurities and stuff, they're way deeper rooted than just drinking. Like before I would always thought, oh, I feel this way because of my drinking, or I have this problem because of my drinking. But the thing is, you take the drinking away and those things are still there. Like my insecurities of not feeling enough, or like I'm unlovable, all of those things are so deep rooted in my core that it's like the drinking, if anything, would either mask them or help bring them out to the surface and show that. But then you take that away and then you realize, oh man, I got some work to do in here and figure it out. And I don't think I would have been able to find that as much if I was still drinking. You would always just blame it on the drinking and gone from there. Number 5, it almost contradicts the last one, not quite, but it's self-esteem. Like my self-esteem has never been higher, I would say, and it's that I'm very confident that I'm doing the best I can with what I'm given. So in the past, if things went wrong, again, you would blame your drinking and you would be like, oh, I'm not good enough, or this and that. Is where now I feel like I'm getting the most out of the opportunities I have. Like I can confidently say that today in front of you is the best version of Alex Mackenzie there's ever been. Like I'm the best in my relationships, I'm the best in my career, I'm the best in my health and fitness, and I think it's only going to continue. And it's so you're getting the most out of yourself. And even though you're not achieving a lot of the goals, like I'm not hitting a lot of the goals I want to hit, I'm not in as good a shape as I want to be. My comedy career, I'm not selling out as big of venues as I want, or as many tickets as I would like, and I'm not posting as much as I would like on social media. I'm not doing this podcast, number 1. That's like a huge one this year. It's going to be a big goal. I really want to start doing this more. But I do feel that I've put my best foot forward, and the things that I'm not getting done are more, I just need to work on myself more and grow, and it's not that I have this drinking problem that's holding me down. So anyway, my self-esteem is pretty high. So those are the 5 things that I've learned in my time without alcohol. I'll probably end up redoing this again, in a couple months or something if something comes up. But I am gonna start trying to do this podcast more. But before I get out of here, the Happy Camper Comedy Tour is on sale for part 2 of the tour. So it starts January 10th in Moncton. We go all across Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PI, Newfoundland, Quebec, Ontario, even up to the Northwest Territories. So tell your friends about it. Go to alextellsjokes.com, grab some tickets. As always, use coupon code ATJ. That'll save you 25% off your tickets. And I can't wait to meet you guys. So that tour goes from January till April. All right, well, thank you for listening. And I will be back with another episode of this. And check out some Punchline Nutrition. All right, I love you guys.